Something a little different, like the title says, we're going to do an AP1 intake cam test. Now this is something I've been curious about for years. The intake cam on an AP1 has a little bit more lift than an AP2, just the intake. We happen to have an AP1 cam, so we're going to do a test. We've already been dynoing this car, we know exactly what it makes. We've ran it, and it's within maybe less than half a horsepower of a run right now, so there's no more to be gained. So it'd be nice to do a real-world AP1 intake cam test, so we'll see what it does. This is the last 3 runs we've done with just a short cool-off between it. You see how consistent it is? It's less than half a horsepower change, and same thing, half a foot-pound of torque. I mean, it's pretty insane how accurate the dyno is, how it can measure 0.2 of a horsepower, and the fact that the car is so accurate to just continue making that horsepower. So I do want to say November 21st, we're going to be in Orlando. We're going to Hondas to Orlando. Check that out. Ken has been putting the show on for 20 plus years. It started out as the CRX meet. I went to a bunch of these things. Esther went to a bunch. Some of our other CRX Civic friends went. Now it's Hondas to Orlando. Welcome to all Hondas. Meet us there November 21st. I'll be there in a very special CRX. Esther is going to be there. I believe George is going to be there. Jeff might come in one of his Hondas, and maybe a whole bunch of other guys that you don't even know yet. They're going to be your friends. They're Honda Acura fans. So see you there November 21st. I'll put the link in the description. Check it out. Check his page out, Hondas to Orlando. We'll see you there. Come by and say hi. See, this is the AP1 intake cam right here. This is the AP2 intake cam here. Now you see right here in the casting, there is a cast hump right there. So that's going to be between basically cylinders 1 and 2, where the AP1 doesn't have it. It's clean all the way through. It would have been here. So also this one on the AP2 says R3, whereas the AP1 says R1 right here. So we're going to look at some more cams just to see if that is fairly close, because we have 3 other cams. We want to verify just to see if we see any differences. And we did mic it, so just to give you an idea, the AP1 is 0.1 higher lift and 3 more degrees duration. Doesn't really sound like a lot. I don't know if it's going to really do anything or not. And again, we're doing this just because we're intrigued. You follow our channel, figure it'd be something you'd be interested in, just to see if it's worth it. If it's not worth it, well, we just saved you about 2 hours messing around in your garage. But if it is worth it, it might be worth swapping cams for the power. We don't know. We're going to put this in, set the lifters, go over the lifters, and just see if the lifters are close. And again, my car has 19,000 miles, doesn't show any signs of issues, but it's always best to do a valve adjustment anyway. We have seen some issues with some of the higher, some of the 06 and ups. So the AP1 test was all done in the same day. We did them back to back. We did the runs, let it cool down, put the AP2 cam in. The header test, same thing. We did all 3 headers in the same day. We tested an OEM header, then a Skunk 2 header, then the 1320 header. If you didn't see that video, I'll put the link here or even here if I can do that. Check it out. We did those tests. Keep in mind, we're not making money to do this test. We're not buying headers to put on a car and spend a half a day doing it to make $25 on the video. So support the video, hit the subscribe, share it, whatever you got to do. I mean, we enjoy doing the stuff, but we can't do it for free. We just test the stuff we have lying around. If we had a high-tech header or a unicorn header or whatever, we'd put it on the car. So if you have a header, if you want to see us test it, not a Chinese header because there's 5 billion of them on eBay, but a good header, I'll put it on my car, on my dyno, and we'll supply the time and show you what it does. And again, that's if you're interested in it, and we can arrange shipping it back. I don't want to keep your header. This is kind of something to do. It's kind of playing, and it's giving you a little idea if it's worth it. I'm not really in the business to make 2 horsepower on an engine because it seems like a complete waste of time. I would much rather put a turbo or a supercharger on it and make 200 horsepower and keep the car the same manners of stock, but have a ton of power whenever you need it. So keep that in mind. Let's get back to it. Alright, so if everything went back together correctly, this should start up. It has the AP1 Intake Cam, AP2 Exhaust Cam. We're leaving the center cover off just for right now. I don't know. I guess that's not their, it's not too much confidence that it's going to run. Should run. And we went over the lifters. All the lifters were pretty much bang on the money. Even with the intake cam change, the base circle is the same, so the valve adjustment was... Alright, so we're up to temperature. We're going to do a run. Got the hot data hooked up so we can see the temps are pretty consistent what they were. We're still sitting at 93, which is good. That's what we had the first time. Alright, ready when you are. So that's it right there. We're going to do another run just to see what it did, but as you see, it lost 4 horsepower and 3 foot-pounds, but it lost it everywhere. VTEC looks like it should be in a slightly different spot for this cam. Looks like it should be a little bit later, which is what AP1s are anyway. But we're going to do another run back-to-back just to see what it does. But that so far looks like a waste of 2 hours of our time, but you never know. Let's do another run back to back. We're at 180 and 195. Yeah. Let's just see what it does if it don't work.
Maybe the internet forum was right when it said we better off just debating what color to paint the valve cover.
then wasting 2 hours last minute. Alright, we're going to do another run. I'll record it just to see if I see anything weird. Temperature's cooled down a little bit, 91. Alright, ready when you are. Alright, go. We're recording. See what it does. Picked up 2 horsepower, but as you see, it's down everywhere. Let's just look at the last run and the run before. So that was the 2 runs back to back. As you see, the VTEC is a little iffy. We could change the VTEC change up, but it's not really doing anything. It gained 1 horsepower up top, or 1.5. Didn't really gain anything through here, so that kind of tells us the AP1 intake cam test is a complete waste of time. All right, go. Back to 222. So it looks like we went back to... So we're almost back to where we were by leaning it out. So that's the final results right there. That's the best that we had with the AP2 cam, best we had with the AP1 cam. It loses power all the way through with the AP1. VTEC is later. We had to change VTEC and bring it up. There's nothing in it. The AP1 is even here and it's down everywhere else, so that would tell us it's definitely not worth changing that cam. So as you probably guessed, most of the little bolt-on parts don't do a whole lot on the S2000. If you have a header and you think it's the best header and it's going to make power, if you want, send it to me. I'll put it on our car, on our dyno. We'll pay for the install, we'll dyno it, we'll do all that. We can arrange to help ship it back and forth if it's a special header. Don't send me a bunch of Chinese headers because they're all pretty much the same. They're all made in the same factory and they'll copy each other's design and just change names. You'd be amazed. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the test. Do yourself a favor, put a supercharger or a turbocharger on the car. Make 150 to 200 horsepower. Done. No chasing 1 or 2 horsepower and revving the thing to the moon. Hopefully you enjoy the video. See you on the next one. Don't forget, enjoy your cars and hit the subscribe.